morning everyone. So today we are going to discuss the S block elements. So as we know, for NEET examination, NCERT is enough for the NEET examination. So if you have the time, once again you go through the NCERT. Okay, now I'm trying to give highlight the important points from NCERT about the S block elements. Okay, let us start. So as we know, the periodic table we are dividing into 4 blocks: S, D, P and F block. S, P, D and F. This is S block, P block, D block and F block elements. Okay, now we are going to discuss this S block elements. First of all, on what basis they differentiated the elements into S, P, D, F. Okay, so as we know, in S block elements, the elements in which the differentiating electron enters into S orbitals. Okay, those all elements are together we call it as what? S block elements. So as we know, S orbital can accommodate 2 electrons. It can accommodate only 2 electrons. That is why S block has 2 groups. Okay, what are those 2 groups? One group is 1A group, the second group is 2A group. Okay, so 1A group elements and 2A group elements. So let us discuss these 2 groups simultaneously in comparative way. Okay, 1A group elements also we call it as alkali metals. 1A group elements also we call it as alkali metals, whereas 2A group elements we call it as alkaline earth metals. Alkaline earth metals. So what is the reason behind this? Why we are calling the 1A group as alkali metals? Why? Because the oxides and the hydroxides of these 1A group elements are alkaline in nature, basic in nature. That is why we are calling them as alkali metals. Whereas 2A group elements, like 1A group elements, the 2A group elements, oxides and hydroxides are also alkaline in nature, but the occurrence of these 2A group elements mainly in earth crust. So that is why we are calling them as what? Alkaline earth metals. What are the elements comes under 1A group elements? So what are those elements? First one, lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium and francium. These are the 6 elements comes under 1A group element. But remember that francium is a radioactive element. Okay, whereas 2A group elements, what are the elements comes under 2A group elements? Those are beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium, barium and radium. Here radium is a radioactive element. Okay, and initially they have not included the beryllium in 2A group elements because of its amphoteric nature. But after that, after they identified the configuration and some similarities with the 2A group elements, they included the beryllium in the 2A group elements. Okay, now coming to the configurations of these elements. The general electronic configuration of 1A group elements is NS1. NS1. Whereas 2A group elements, the general electronic configuration of 2A group elements is NS2. NS2. So in valency shell, how many of electrons are there? 1 electron is there. So that what is the common oxidation state? Common oxidation state of 1A group elements +1 is a common oxidation state of 1A group elements. Whereas in 2A group elements, the common oxidation state is +2 is the common oxidation state of 2A group elements. Okay, so let us discuss some physical properties of these 1A group elements and 2A group elements. In that, the physical properties, the first one is atomic size. So let us discuss starts with occurrence of these elements. Among the 1A group elements, which element is having high occurrence? So when you check the sodium and potassium, okay, sodium having large percentage abundancy than potassium. Sodium is greater than potassium. Whereas in this case, in the second case, in alkaline earth metals, beryllium, magnesium, calcium. Okay, which is more, that is calcium is more than magnesium. The occurrence of calcium is more than magnesium. Yes, next one, coming to the periodic properties. The first one is atomic size. Okay, as per the general trend, atomic size follows the general trend only. As per the general trend in the group, when you go from top to bottom, what happens? The number of shells will increases. If the number of shells increases, the atomic size increases. So here it is following the regular trend only. So increases from top to bottom. Okay, increases from top to bottom. So that is why lithium less than sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium. Whereas in case of secondary group elements, here also the atomic size increases. There was no exceptional cases. Okay, here also beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium, barium. Okay, now when you compare the 1A group elements and the second A group elements, you remember that the size of 1A group elements is greater than 2A group elements. Why? Because 1A of the same period when you compare. When you compare the two elements, 1A group element and the second A group element of the same period, the 1A group element size is always be greater than 2A group elements. That is a one point you should remember. And one more thing, when you compare the 1A group element with that respect to 0 group elements, okay, 1A group elements with respect to 0 group elements. As we know, the period when you go from left to right, what happens? The size decreases up to 7th A group elements. But when you go from 7th to 8th, suddenly increasing, because what? In case of noble gases, we consider van der Waals forces. So that is why when you compare the 1A group element with the 0 group elements, 1A group elements are always be having, we thought that noble gas elements are always be having higher sizes than the others. But in fact, the size of 1A group element, okay, is lesser than 0 group elements up to third period only, up to third period. Okay, after the fourth period onwards, what happened? The size of 1A group element is greater than 0 group elements after fourth period onwards. After fourth period onwards, which size is greater? 1A group element size is greater than 0 group element. Okay, these are 2 points you should remember in case of sizes. Okay, clear? Next, move to the third periodic property, that is what? Ionization energy. Ionization energy. As we know, what is the ionization energy? Energy required to eject the electron from the valence shell of a neutral gaseous atom we call as ionization energy. And this ionization energy mainly depends upon the sizes. So in the group from top to bottom, the size increases. The size increases, the ionization energy decreases. So here the ionization energy decreases from top to bottom in both 1A group elements and 2A group elements. Okay, now there was no exceptional cases. So now when you compare the ionization energy here, IE1 and IE2, okay, when you compare the ionization, first ionization energy of 1A group element and 2A group elements, second ionization energy of 1A group elements and 2A group elements. First ionization energy of 1A group elements is always be lesser than 2A group elements, okay, of the same period. The first ionization energy of 1A is always be lesser than 2A. Why? Because in the period when you go from left to right, what happens? The ionization energy increases. Coming to the IE2 values, okay, after we remove the electrons, okay, so 1A group elements forms what? M plus, and even this is also forming M plus. But the M plus ion of 1A group element is stable because of getting octet configuration. That is why to remove the electron from the stable octet configuration, we need more energy. So that is why IE2 value of 1A is always be greater than 2A. So this point you should be remember in case of ionization energy. Okay, next after the ionization energy, let us move to the next physical property. What is that? Metallic nature. Metallic nature. Okay, as we know, the metallic nature is inversely proportional to ionization energy. Metallic nature is always inversely proportional to ionization energy. So in the group, when you go from top to bottom, in any 1A group elements or 2A group elements, whatever it may be, in the group from top to bottom, what happens? Ionization energy decreases. If the ionization energy decreases, then metallic nature increases. So the metallic nature increases from top to bottom due to decreasing ionization energy. Okay, but when you compare the 1A group elements and 2A group elements, the metallic nature of 1A group elements is always be greater than 2A group elements. The metallic nature of 1A group elements is always be greater than 2A group elements. Okay, what do you mean the metallic nature? The ability of releasing the electrons. That ability we call it as metallic nature. Okay, so this is about the fourth periodic property. So next let us move to the next periodic property, physical property. So after that, crystal lattices. Crystal lattices. Most of the periodic properties depends upon these crystal lattices only. Let us see the what are the crystal lattices that 1A group elements are showing. So in case of 1A group elements, all elements are existing in the form of BCC lattice. So all 1A group elements are exist as what? BCC lattice. But lithium, when the lithium is at a very low temperature, when the lithium is at very low temperature, lithium will exist as what? FCC lattice or HCP lattice. Okay. All elements of the 1A group elements are exist as what? BCC lattice. But when the lithium element of the 1A group element is at a very low temperature, it exists as what? FCC lattice. Coming to the 2A group elements. In case of 2A group elements, all the elements of 2A are not having the same crystal lattice, they are having different crystal lattices. So when you take the first two elements, beryllium and magnesium, the first two elements are exist as what? HCP lattices. Next one, calcium and strontium, these two elements are exist as what? FCC lattices. And the last one, barium element exists as what? BCC lattices. They are having different crystal lattices. Okay, and when you compare the BCC, FCC or HCP, when you compare this, generally BCC lattices are very whereas FCC or HCP, yes, HCP or FCC, these two crystal lattices, the atoms are very close. That means in these two crystal lattices there is very close packing, tightly packing takes place. Okay, but in case of BCC, the atoms are far away from each other. Here the packing efficiency is what? Packing efficiency was less. Understood? In case of BCC, the atoms are far away to each other. Because of that, what happened? The packing efficiency less. In case of FCC or HCP, what happened? The atoms are very close to each other. Because of that, they are very closely packed. So the packing efficiency is very high. If the crystals are very closely packed, okay, what happened? So when you compare the 1A group elements and 2A group elements, the 2A group elements, HCP, most of the elements are exist as what? HCP and FCC. So the 2A group elements are more tightly packed than 1A group elements. That was we confirmed based upon the crystal lattices. 2A group elements are more tightly packed compared to the 1A group elements. So because of the tightly packing than 1A group elements, so when you check the physical properties of 1A group elements, see when the 1A group elements are soft in nature. Soft in nature. Whereas 2A group elements are what? Hard and brittle. Next one, 1A group elements are having less density. 1A group elements are having less density, whereas 2A group elements are having high density. Okay, 1A group elements are having low melting boiling points, whereas 2A group elements are having high melting boiling points, and 1A group elements are having low hydration enthalpy, whereas 2A group elements are having high hydration enthalpy. So these all properties, okay, these all properties because of what? Difference in their crystal patterns. Okay, so this is about the, when you compare the 1A group elements with the 2A group elements, why 1A group elements are soft in nature. We can even cut with a knife also. They are very soft because what? They are, most of the elements of 1A group elements are BCC. But in BCC crystal lattices, the atoms are very loosely packed, so their packing efficiency is less, so that they are very soft in nature, and they are having less density, whereas their low melting and boiling points are also less, and their hydration enthalpy also less compared to what 2A group elements. Okay, so this is about the crystal lattices. Okay, so let us move to the next one, densities of this 1A group elements and 2A group elements. In general, when you go from top to bottom in 1A group elements, when you go from top to bottom, the densities usually will increases. Okay, with an exception. There was one exception in case. Okay, what is the exceptional case? So let us be, first of all, it is increasing from top to bottom means what is the expected order of densities? That is what? Lithium less than sodium, less than potassium, less than rubidium, less than cesium. This is what? This is what? Expected order. This is an expected order. That is, we can expect based upon this order. Okay, but what is the exceptional case? This is the exceptional case. So what is that? Lithium, potassium, sodium, rubidium, and the least and the highest one is cesium. This is the actual order of densities. Actual order of densities. Here you may get that out. Why potassium having lesser density than sodium? Okay, so if you see the densities of the elements, generally how they calculate the densities? Density is nothing but what? Density is equal to mass by volume. Okay, in case of potassium, okay, when you go from sodium to potassium, mass is increasing, and as well as volume also increasing, size increasing. But the fraction of increase in the mass and the fraction of increase in the volume, when you compare, the fraction of increase in the volume is more greater than fraction of increase in the mass. So that is why instead of increasing the density, what happens? The density of potassium decreases. Okay, so understood. So this is the one exceptional case in case of densities of 1A group elements. Coming to the 2A group elements. In case of 2A group elements, okay, so from beryllium to calcium, the densities are decreasing. Beryllium to calcium, the densities are decreasing. Whereas from calcium to barium, the densities again further increases. Okay, so if you write the order of the densities of this one, that is beryllium, magnesium, calcium. From beryllium to calcium, decreasing. First it will decrease, thereafter it will increases. That is strontium, barium. So this is the order of the secondary densities of secondary group elements. Here you may get that out. What is the reason why it is first decreasing, thereafter it increases? Why? Because when you go from beryllium to magnesium, magnesium belongs to what? Third group element, third period element. In third period elements, what is the valence shell? Third shell. In the valence shell, 3s, 3p, 3d. 3d subshell is also available. Whereas in case of calcium also, calcium belongs to fourth period. Okay, it is having what? 4d orbitals available. So because of sudden availability of d orbitals, okay, there was a sudden increase in the size. If the sudden increase in the volume, if the sudden increase in the volume, what happens? The density decreases instead of increase in the densities. Okay, that is why from beryllium to calcium, first the densities decreases, whereas from calcium to barium it will increases. So this is the order of densities of 1A group elements and 2A group elements. Okay, let us move to the next one. Hydration enthalpies. Hydration enthalpies. Yes, what is exactly hydration energy or hydration enthalpy? Hydration enthalpy is nothing but, as we know, the metals are exist in the solution in the form of metal ions. Okay, so let us take a metal ion, M plus or any ion. So in this metal ion, when you dissolve it in the metal ion in the water, immediately what happens, the water molecules will surrounds that ion. Okay, so this is one water molecule, this is another water molecule, this is one other water molecule. So like this what happens, the water molecules are surrounding what, the particular metal ion. Okay, after that, as we know, the water is what, polar molecule. So whenever a polar molecule means they are having a permanent dipole moment. So whenever a polar molecule surrounds the ions, okay, between this dipole and this ion, what happens, some attractions, ion dipole interactions will generate. So what interactions these are? Ion dipole interactions. Okay, so because of this ion dipole interactions, okay, it releases energy. They releases energy. Okay, and the energy release, okay, the energy release after the solvent molecule surrounds the cation or metal ion, that energy we call it as what? Hydration energy. So once again, whenever a metal ion surrounds whenever the solvent molecule surrounds the metal ions, okay, there was a weak attractive forces generated between the ion and solvent molecules, and these ion interactions we call it as what? Ion dipole interactions. And because of this ion dipole interaction, they releases some amount of energy. Okay, and that energy released we call it as what? Hydration energy. And this hydration energy depends on two factors. Hydration energy depends on two factors. What are those? The first one is charge. It is directly proportional to charging. Hydration energy is directly proportional to charge, but it is inversely proportional to size. Okay, hydration energy is directly proportional to charge, but it is inversely proportional to size. Okay, now when you compare the 1A group elements and 2A group elements, now you can conclude from this 1A group elements and 2A group elements. What is the usual charge? What is the usual oxidation state of 1A group elements? They are M plus ions. Okay, whereas 2A group elements are M plus 2 ions. So when you compare the 1A group and 2A group elements, the 2A group elements are having larger charges. Okay, so and larger charges. And what about the sizes? 1A group elements are having larger size compared to the 2A group elements. So these two factors are favoring for the second A group elements. That is why 1A group elements are having lesser hydration energy than 2A group elements. Okay, so when you compare 1A group elements and 2A group elements, which elements are having high hydration enthalpy? 2A group elements are having high hydration enthalpy, and that we can say. So among the 1A group elements, all 1A group elements, what are those? Lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium. Okay, lithium alone can be exist as LiCl.2H2O. The lithium salt, lithium chloride having 2 water molecules. Whereas the remaining any salt does not exist in the hydrated form because of what? Less hydration enthalpy. And the hydration enthalpy, by going down the group, what happens? The hydration enthalpy decreases down the group. Okay, next coming to that. Whereas in case of 2A group elements, they are having larger hydration enthalpy. That is why most of the second A group elements, what are those? That is beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium, barium. So except beryllium, most of the remaining salts of the 2A group elements are exist as what? Hydrated form. That is why MgCl2, CaCl2, strontium, SrCl2, and barium, BaCl2. So MgCl2, usual hydration, degree of hydration 8 water molecules. In some books they given 6 also. Okay, no problem. But maximum, how many of water molecule can exist along with magnesium? 8 water molecules. Whereas calcium, 6 water molecules. Strontium, 6 water molecules. Whereas barium, 4 water molecules. Sorry, 2 water molecules. Okay, that means when you go from top to bottom, what happens? The degree of hydration decreases. Why? Because degree of hydration is inversely proportional to size. So when you go from top to bottom, the degree of hydration decreases because of increasing the sizes. Okay, so this is about the hydration enthalpies. So from the hydration enthalpies, they may ask you the questions like this one. So when you compare the sizes of metal ions, M plus ions, okay, M plus ion, that means Li plus, Na plus, K plus, Rb plus, Cs plus, not in aqueous solution. When you compare the sizes of metal ions, what is the order of sizes? Ionic order, that is lithium plus less than, Na plus less than, K plus less than, Rb plus less than, cesium plus. It's a regular order when you have taken only metal ions. But when you compare the ionic sizes in its aqueous solution, that means M plus ions in its aqueous solution. M plus ions in aqueous solution. But the alkali metals and alkaline earth metals are having more degree of hydration enthalpies, but that is why. So because of, and among this, and this degree of hydration, by going down the group, what happens? The hydration enthalpy decreases. That means lithium ion having larger degree of hydration. So because of larger degree of hydration, more number of water molecules will surround the lithium ion. So the size of the lithium plus ion in aqueous solution will be bigger. So that is why the exact ionic sizes in case of aqueous solution quite opposite to the actual ionic sizes. That is why Li plus aqueous greater than Na plus aqueous, then K plus aqueous, then Rb plus aqueous, then cesium plus aqueous. So because of these sizes, when you compare the conductivity or mobility of the ions, so the ionic mobility of metal ions in aqueous solution and also conductivity of metal ions. So two parameters, ionic mobility and the conductivity of the metal ions in aqueous solution. Of metal ions in aqueous solution, what happened? So now mobility means movement. So when the ion can easily move, when the size of the ion is smaller, it can easily move. You just compare the two persons, one is lean and one is very heavy. Okay, when you compare, who will run fast? Lean person. Okay, similarly here, when you compare the lithium plus ion, cesium plus ion, lithium plus ion in aqueous solution is bigger, whereas cesium plus is smaller. So when there is a competition between these two ions, which can fast move? So cesium plus ion can easily move. That is why the mobility and as well as the ionic conductivity. So ionic mobility and conductivity both will decreases. Okay, both will increases down the group. Both will increases down the group because of decrease in their sizes. Okay, so this is about the this question may ask you in the examinations. So this is very important. So thereafter, after that, covalency of this 1A group elements and 2A group elements. So if you take the metal ions, okay, what is the maximum covalency and when you take the lithium can form tetra aqua lithium plus complex ion, whereas remaining all metal ions, that is MH2O6, that means lithium can able to form only tetrahedral or square planar complexes, whereas remaining all other metal ions of the 1A group elements, they can form octahedral complexes. Why? Because the maximum covalency of lithium plus ion is what? 4 only, whereas the maximum covalency of all other metal ions is 6. Because what is the reason? Whereas in case of lithium plus ion, there was no availability of d orbitals. That is why its maximum covalency limited up to 4 only. Whereas in case of other metal ions, means sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, they belong to 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th periods. So there was an availability of d orbitals, and those d orbitals will participating in the bonding with the donor ligands. So that is why the maximum covalency can exceed up to 6. Okay. So next one, flame test. Yes. What is the flame test? Flame test means this is one of the tests to differentiate the metal ion, especially the 1A group elements and 2A group elements. So what is how can we differentiate? So if you take, first of all, when you take the 1A group elements and 2A group elements, so what are the colors of the flames they are giving? First let us discuss, thereafter the reason behind it. Okay, first of all, the first one, lithium. So lithium generally they use crimson red color. They imparts which color to the flame? Crimson red color. Whereas sodium will give yellow color. whereas potassium will use violet color or lilac color, and rubidium will use reddish violet color, and cesium will use blue in color. So these are the different colors that elements will impart to the flames of the flames. Whereas secondary group elements, when you take the secondary group elements, the first two elements, beryllium and magnesium, so they will not impart any color to the flame. Okay, so what is the reason? The reason is why the beryllium and magnesium do not impart any color to the flame, because the beryllium and the magnesium ions, they are very small size compared to the remaining of, because of small sizes they are having high ionization energy. So because of large ionization energies, the beryllium and magnesium do not impart any color to the flame. Whereas calcium, barium and radium, so this is what brick red color. Calcium will use which color? Brick red color. Barium will use crimson red color. Radium will use apple green color. These are the different colors. How to remember? Beryllium, magnesium, they do not impart any color to the flames. Whereas coming to radium, first of all, you take the apple is the best example for this. Usually the first unripened apple. What is the color of unripened apple? So first of all, this is what unripened. After the apple becomes ripened, slightly it becomes what? Crimson red color. And if you suppose if you store the apple for a longer days, slowly there was a brown color, means brick red color sprinkles will appear on the surfaces. So this is just best example apple you remember. So radium is apple green color, whereas barium is what? Crimson red color, calcium is what? Brick red color. Okay, let us see the reason why they are importing different colors. Let us see. First of all, the main reason is, suppose let us take, this is what metal you take. In the metal, the electrons are bounded in the valence shell with certain inter-electronic forces. Now what happened? We are giving heat to this. This is what? Heat energy. We are supplying the heat energy in the form of flame. After we supply the heat energy, what happens? This electron will absorb the energy. And after it absorbs energy, it will accelerate to different energy. So it accelerates to the higher energy levels. Okay, so now the electron present in the metal surface accelerate to the higher energy level. But in the higher energy level, they are unstable. Okay, so they may directly come or they may like this. There was a different transitions takes place. So because of these transitions, whenever the electron jump from higher levels to the lower levels, what happens? They emit the energy. Okay, so based on the frequency of the emitted energy, what happens? They are giving different colors. So this is what exact reason why they are giving different colors. Okay, in the flame. Okay, whereas in the barium and magnesium, these electrons are very strongly bounded. Their ionization energy is what? Very high. So even if we supply the flame, also the electron cannot excite. If the electron cannot excite, there was no transitions and there was no impartation of the color to the flame. So this is the exact reason why the beryllium and magnesium do not imparting any color to the flame. Okay, this is about the flame test. So let us discuss the next one. Reducing nature. So when you take the reducing natures, so in case of reducing nature, the reducing nature mainly depends upon the SRP value. SRP stands for what? Standard reduction potential values. And what is the relation between the reducing power and the SRP value? So always the reducing power is inversely proportional to SRP value. Reducing nature of the element is inversely proportional to what? SRP value. That means the metal whose SRP value is more negative means least value. More negative will act as what? Strong reducing agent. And the metal which is having less negative means whose SRP value is higher, so they are acting as less reducing agent. Okay, so reducing power is inversely proportional to what? SRP value. But this SRP value mainly depends on three factors. SRP value depends on three factors. What are those? The first factor is ionization energy. It depends upon what? Ionization energy. The second one is it depends upon enthalpy of atomization. The third factor is it also depends upon what? Hydration enthalpy. So on these three factors, a particular factor dependent. So because of dependency of a particular one factor on three or more than three factors, what happened? So generally they should not follow regular trend. That is one of the reasons. That means in one year group element, in one year group elements, the SRP value there was no regular trend. So there was irregular order. Irregular order. Okay, so there was no particular regular trend in case of one year group elements. But unfortunately, in case of 2A group elements, what happened? The reducing power, they are following regular trend. Okay, understood now? The 2A group elements are following the regular trend, but 1A group elements are not following the regular trend. Their SRP values are irregular, so the reducing power also irregular. So when among the all 1A group elements, lithium will act as a strong reducing agent. Lithium plus iron act as what? Strong reducing agent. And the sodium will act as what? Weak reducing agent. Weak reducing agent. So why? Because when you take the lithium, okay, its SRP value is minus 3 point something will be, and the sodium is a minus 2.7, and the remaining all elements between 2.7 to 3 point. So that is why lithium is what? Lithium is the strongest reducing agent among the 1A group, and the sodium is the weakest reducing agent, whereas the remaining all are in between these two. Whereas in case of 2A group elements, when you go from top to bottom, SRP value decreases. SRP value what happened? Decreases. If the SRP value decreases, what happens? The reducing power. So reducing power will increases. Reducing power will increases. That is why when you compare beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium, barium, which is a strong reducing agent, barium is a strong reducing agent, and beryllium is the least reducing agent. So this is about the reducing nature or reducing power. So once again, depends upon the three factors. It depends upon SRP value, but itself depends upon three factors. Okay, and it is inversely proportional to SRP value. And 1A group elements, they won't follow a regular order, irregular order they follows. Among the all, lithium is the strongest reducing agent, sodium is the weakest reducing agent. Coming to the 2A group elements, it is following a regular trend. Okay, when you go from top to bottom, SRP value decreases, so their reducing power will increases. Okay, let us go to the next few physical properties. Okay, what are those? About the melting and boiling points, let us discuss. Melting, boiling points. So when you compare the 1A group elements and 2A group elements, 1A group elements and 2A group elements. So usually the melting boiling points will decreases down the group from top to bottom in any group. Usually the melting boiling points are decreasing when you go from top to bottom. So whether they are following a regular trend or not, let us check among the 1A group elements and 2A group elements. You remember that 1A group elements follows a regular trend, regular order, regular trend it follows. 1A group elements are following the regular trend. Okay, whereas 2A group elements, they do not follow the regular trend. So their melting boiling point orders are completely different. So we cannot give exact reason why they are not following the regular trend, because of their crystal lattice differences. Okay, so regular trend means what? When you compare lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, lithium having more high melting boiling point than sodium, than potassium, than rubidium. Okay, so it decreases down the group. Whereas in case of 2A group elements, so first of all, this is both melting and boiling points, both orders. So now let us compare the melting point order in case of 2A group elements. When among the 2A group elements, always remember that beryllium, first element, is always be having highest. Okay, and the magnesium is having the least. Magnesium, so minimum is always be magnesium. M stands for minimum. Okay, so beryllium having the highest, magnesium having the least. So after that, beryllium, magnesium, remaining are same: calcium, strontium, barium. Okay, this is the order of melting points. Okay, so except magnesium, among the remaining all, what happened? The melting points decreases only. Okay, beryllium, calcium, strontium, barium, but exceptionally magnesium having the least melting point among all. So reason is not clear. Why? Because of difference in their what? Crystal lattices. So magnesium is having what? Least. Okay. Next, coming to the boiling points. Coming to the boiling point orders. So beryllium is always be having high boiling point, and magnesium is having minimum boiling point, whereas calcium is in between, exactly in the middle. So beryllium, magnesium, calcium, then strontium, barium. So this is the order of the boiling points. So just remember simple trick for remembering the boiling points. So just remember Ba, Be, Ba. So Ba means boiling point. Boiling point order is what? Be means beryllium. After beryllium, barium will come. Ba, Be, Ba. Okay, so simple tricks you can remember. Beryllium, after that barium will come. Thereafter calcium, strontium and magnesium. So this is about what? Boiling point orders in case of 2A group elements. Next, coming to the electronegativities. Electronegativities. So in case of electronegativities, what is the regular trend in the group when you go from top to bottom? The electronegativity is what? Decreases. This is a regular trend. Okay, decreases. Okay, because of decrease in the effective nuclear charge from top to bottom. So 1A group elements are following the regular trend. So in the 1A group elements from top to bottom, what happens? The electronegativities decreases down the group. But in case of 2A group elements, as per the Pauling scale, by taking the Pauling scale as a reference, when they compare the electronegativities of 2A group elements, okay, so there was one exceptional case. What is that? Beryllium less than magnesium, greater than calcium is equal to strontium, and least one is what? Barium. So that means calcium and strontium, they both are having the equal electronegativities. So when they compare their Pauling electronegativities values. Okay, so these are about the few physical properties. Okay.